2 containers, thousands of pieces of poultry equipment, and a total investment worth more than $50,000. But one generator arrived without its battery, one incubator arrived with a damaged motor, and the equipment came without proper assembly instructions. The supplier promised to compensate us with our next container. We ordered another container again, but the compensation never came. In this particular video, I'm going to show you exactly what we imported, what the supplier charged us, what it costs to clear and transport everything to our farm, the mistakes that we made, and whether the equipment is working today or not. This is the complete story of how we imported 2 containers of poultry equipment from China all the way to Cameroon. See you on the other side. Welcome back to OTAFARMS. As our poultry operations expanded, we needed equipment at a scale that was difficult to source locally at the same selection and price. Importing directly looked like a practical way to get incubators, generators, feeders, drinkers, cages, and feed processing equipment in large quantities, basically. The supplier's quotation, however, is the only beginning. A machine can look affordable in China, but the real cost in Cameroon or anywhere in Africa includes ocean freight, custom duty, port charges, inland transportation, installation, and the list goes on. We will review the costs and some of the issues like missing parts, repairs, and many more in this video. If you are planning to import equipment into your home country, let us know in the comments below. Tell us what you're looking to buy and any challenges you're facing. We promise we're going to do our best to answer your questions and help you through the process. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you'll be the first to know whenever we upload a new video. Our first container was a 20-foot container. This was not our first shipment from China, but the first container that we actually ordered. This was the shipment that established much of our hatchery and our poultry farm equipment. The major items in this container were 2 10,000 capacity incubators that expanded our hatchery capacity limit to 30,000. We also imported 4 egg handling machines and thousands of plastic egg trays, including feeders and drinkers. We also imported a 30 kVA diesel generator, gas heaters, chicken blocking machine, as well as chicken transport cages. The total equipment price for this particular order was $12,688. Shipping the 20-foot container from Hebai all the way to Douala was $2,400. That brought the total cost of the container to $15,108. When the container reached Douala, clearing and transportation from Douala to our farm was about 5,500 francs CFA. The total cost covered the documentation, inspection, transport handling, and other charges. $250,000 was included in the transportation. However, the custom duty was higher in this particular container because we did not take advantage of the tax exemption available for agricultural products in Cameroon. Most agricultural products imported are exempt from custom duties. However, non-exempt items like generator would tend to increase the custom duty. Once the containers arrived at our farm, we began discovering what the paperwork could not show us. One of the generators arrived without a battery. A generator may be listed as complete on an invoice, but if an essential accessory is missing, the machine cannot be placed into service as expected. One of the incubators also arrived with a damaged motor. Between replacing the generator battery and the incubator motor, we spent another 280,000 francs CFA. That's approximately $550 US. That was an unexpected expense before the equipment could perform as intended. Our first lesson is very simple. Never rely only on a packing list. Before loading, require a complete accessory checklist. Photographs of every component, serial numbers were available, and an unedited video showing each powered machine starting and running. For a large order, I would recommend paying an independent shipment inspection. This can cost far less than correcting a problem after arrival. A second major problem was assembly. The equipment arrived without adequate instructions explaining how to put together everything. We had physical parts, but not the clear manuals. diagrams and installation videos needed to actually move quickly and confidently. As a result, I ended up spending extra to buy extra parts that we did not even need. Across the two shipments, installation and the technician work cost us 530,000 francs CFA. Some technician support would have been necessary, but proper documentation would have reduced confusion, delays, and avoid extra cost of labor that we incurred once all the equipment arrived in Cameroon. In 2025, just last year, we imported the second 20-foot container. The main purpose was to expand housing, feeding, and food processing capacity. The largest item was 40 sets of 4-tier A-type chicken barrel cages. The supplier quoted 160 birds per set, giving a total of 6,400 birds. Whenever you compare cage prices, check both the advertised capacity and the practical capacity that you use under your own welfare and management standards. We also ordered thousands of feeders, drinkers, and flat traders for the day-old chicks. The quantities sound enormous. That's because we also sell some of these items in our store. The second container included a 2-ton per hour capacity feed mill and mixer combo with a heavy motor. We had a problem with the feed mill as well. The motor was bigger than what the local electricity supplier could supply us. To this day, we have to use our generator when running our feed mill. The second container cost us $15,790. Freight to Douala was $4,150. The trade war between US and China also doubled the transportation cost. The total cost of clearing and transporting was about 3,485,000 francs CFA. Notice that the second shipment was also a 20-ton container and carried a higher supplier value, but clearing bill was lower than the first. In the second container, a lot of the items in the container were tax exonerated and brought down the clearing and transportation to our farm to 3.4 million. That's approximately $6,000. Several stuff like classification, valuation, and some hidden charges can all affect the final bill. So always request a shipment specific estimate and check with the custom clearing agent what documents you need to be able to qualify for tax exemption. Payments for me was easy because I ordered the container using my US-based company. So I was able to use my company debit card that have a higher daily card spending limit to pay for both containers. Alibaba fees added 3%, a total of about $1,048 for both containers. The two clearing bills together were about 8.5 million francs CFA, adding 530,000 for installation and technician, plus 280,000 for barrier and motor, brings our total Cameroon-side total to about 9.3 million francs CFA. That's approximately $18,000 for clearing and transportation of both containers. So here's the most accurate final figure. In the currencies we actually paid, the complete cost was $35,000 and some change, plus 9.3 million in francs CFA. I can understand some folks might be thinking, why is he giving some of these figures in dollars and in francs CFA? We keep the currencies separate because the dollar to franc rate changes. For a simple headline comparison, that is approximately 51,000 US dollars, or roughly 31 million francs CFA. This conversion is only an estimate. The original currency figure on screen is the exact documented total used in this particular video. The third major problem was after sales communication. Once payment had been made and the shipment was on its way, getting a response from the sales representative became difficult. This matters because support is always valuable when equipment is being assembled, tested, and repaired. Not only when the supplier is trying to make the sale. The supplier told us the missing and damaged items could be compensated, will be compensated with our next container. We did place the second order in 2025, but the compensation was never received. The $320 discount that you're seeing on the invoice is basically the negotiated prices on some items. It was never a promised compensation. Next time, we will put our after-sales obligation in writing before payment. The obligations will include named spare parts, assembly support, response time commitment, the method of compensation for missing or damaged item, a clear deadline for compensation. We will definitely use an inspector and avoid releasing payments before the inspection is complete. Luckily, I now have some folks in Guangzhou that can help with inspection before I make any payment. After the repairs, installation, and learning process, the equipment is now working as expected. The incubators operate, the generators provide backup power, the cages, drinkers, feeders, and feed processing equipment are all supporting our poultry operations. We also have strong profit margins on the drinkers and feeders that we sell in our store. So, was importing from China a mistake? Absolutely not. The cost of purchasing all this equipment locally will be at least double what we spend importing it from China, resulting in significant cost saving through direct importation. In addition, the equipment is deriving value, and direct importing gave us access to the quantities and machines we needed. The mistake will be repeating the same process without stronger inspection, documentation, spare parts, planning, and after-sales terms and conditions. If you are planning a similar import, remember these 5 things. First, calculate the landed cost, not only the equipment price, before placing your order. Inspect and video test every powered machine. Third, require complete manuals and parts diagram. Order critical parts with the equipment. And finally, put after sales support and compensation in writing before you pay. If you're importing farm equipment into Cameroon or any other African country, tell us in the comments below, what are you planning to buy and the challenges you're facing? Your question may become our next practical video. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more honest videos about poultry production, farm construction, equipment, and the real cost of building an agricultural business in Cameroon. In the next series of videos, we will take you closer to how these machines actually perform in our daily operations. Thank you for watching. This is your humble servant, Kelvin, sharing the real work, the real numbers, and the lessons behind OTAFARMS business. Until next time, take care and see you in the next video.